Welcome dear students in Pharmaceutics First practical session. Myself Mrs. Darshana Sandeep Shinde. Today we deal with the experiment number 40. Title of our today's experiment is to prepare, evaluate and submit 2 ampoules each contain 10 ml sterile water for injection. Learning outcomes of our today's session. After watching this video, students are able to develop intellectual skill such as to understand the concept of distillation used for manufacturing sterile water for injection, then to understand the concept of pyrogen-free water, to develop motor skills such as skill for measurement, skill for aseptic technique, sterile manufacturing, skill for distillation. Then we see some new concept. Proposition 1. Sterile water for injection IP prepared by distillation method and filled by using aseptic technique. Now, introduction to preparation involving as a sterilization. Parenteral preparations are divided into solutions, emulsions with additives, liquid concentrate and dry solid concentrates. Then solutions, emulsions without additives, suspensions not for IV and spinal column. In this way, parenteral solutions are divided into 5 categories. Parenteral dosage forms are sterile products intended for administration by the injection, infusion or implantation into the body. These are administered by injection under or through one or more layers of the skin or the mucous membrane. Then parenteral dosage form must possess the following characteristics. It should be free from living microbes, free from microbial products such as toxin, pyrogens, free from physical contaminants such as the particulate matter, fibers, cellulose, glass, rubber, metal, plastic particles, undissolved chemical, rust, etc. Then freedom from chemical contaminants. Parenteral should be in a neutral pH. Formulation of the parenteral dosage forms are medicaments, vehicle and additives. Then we see the primary consideration in selection of the vehicle as a stability, as a solubility and as a safety. Vehicles are used in the parenteral preparations are aqueous vehicles, example of it water for injection, sterile water for injection. Then water miscible vehicles like polyethylene glycol, ethylene alcohol, propylene glycol, glycerine. Then non-aqueous vehicles such as fixed oils, corn oil, cottonseed oil, sesame oil, ethyl oleate are the vehicles used in the parenteral preparations. Then we see the additives. First is a preservative. Example of it chlorocresol 0.1% W/V, phenyl mercuric nitrate 0.001% weight by volume, phenyl mercuric acetate 0.001% weight by volume. Then second additives used for the preparation of the parenteral antioxidants. Example of it sodium metabisulfate, tocopherol, ascorbic acid, butyrylated hydroxyl anisole, then butyrylated hydroxytoluene. Chelating agent, example of it ETTA. Buffering agents, example acetate buffer, citrate buffer, phosphate buffers are used in the parenterals. Isotonicity contributors are the sodium chloride and dextrose. Wetting agents are queen 80, sorbitan, triolate. Suspending agents are the polyvinyl, pyrrolidinol, acacia. Emulsifying agent is lecithin. Viscosity contributors in a parenteral preparation is used as glycerine. Then we see the containers required for the parenterals. Ideal properties of the injectable containers are it should be sufficiently transparent, maintained quality and quantity of during the storage of the drug, non-permeable, yield no foreign substance into the preparation. Injections are supplied in a single dose container, that is in ampoules, multiple dose container in a vials. Single dose container may be useful for all injections preparations administration at one time within the 1 ml or the more. Multiple dose containers, these are permit withdrawal of a single dose by the sterile syringe without affecting the quality of the remaining solution. These two type of containers, single dose container and multiple dose containers, are used for the parenteral preparations. Then we see the closures. Vials or bottles are fitted with the suitable closures with the ensure a good seal, prevent the entry of the microorganism and other contaminants, and usually permits the withdrawal of a part or the whole of the content of the container. Rubber is the material of choice for closure for multiple dose vials, intravenous fluid bottles. Then rubber closure permit introduction of the needle from a hypodermic syringe into multiple dose vials and provide a resealing of a vial after the needle is withdrawn. Rubber closure is held in the position by aluminum seal. When antimicrobial preservative is used, the closure should be placed in the solution of the preservatives. In this way, closures should have the properties of while during the preparation of the parenterals. Then we see the sealing of the ampoules. Ampoules are sealed by the melting of a portion of the glass neck. Two types of seals are employed normally. Tip seal, that is also known as the bead seal, and pool sealing. Tip seal or bead seal. Tip seal are made by the melting enough glass at the tip of the neck of the ampoule to form a bead and close the opening. These can be done rapidly at the high temperature in a gas oxygen flame. To produce the uniform bead, the ampoule's neck must be heated evenly on all sides by rotating the ampoules in a single flame. Then the next is the pool sealing. Pool sealing are made by heating the neck of the ampoule below the tip, leaving enough of the tip for the grasping with the forceps and then mechanical device. Then we see the classification of the sterilization. Sterilization can be classified into main three groups: physical method, chemical method, and mechanical method. Physical method further divided into dry heat sterilization, example of it hot air oven; moist heat sterilization, example of it autoclave, tyndallization, pasteurization, heating with bactericide, and sterilization of vaccines. Then third method of physical method is a radiation sterilization. This radiation sterilization is again divided into use of the UV rays and ionizing radiation. Chemical method consists of sterilization by heating with the bactericides and gaseous sterilization. Mechanical method consists of using different filters like ceramic filter, Sinter's filter, sintered glass filter, sintered metal filter, and membrane filter. This is the classification of the sterilization. Then we see most commonly used methods employed in the laboratory for the sterilization. First method is using hot air oven. It is done at the temperature 160 degrees Celsius for the 2 hours. It is used for the sterilization of glass vials, ampoules, metal equipments, glasswares like the pipettes, petri dishes, ointment bags, etc. Then we see the next is the moist heat sterilization. For the moist heat sterilization, we use the autoclave. By using the autoclave, attempt the temperature 121 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. It creates a 15 lbs pressure for 20 to 30 minutes. It is used for the sterilization of rubber closure, glasswares, plastic container, terminal sterilization of official injections, and eye drops. Then the next method is heating with the bactericide. It is used for the sterilization of the official injections. It consists of a heating solution in their final container in the boiling water or the steam at 98 to 100 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes with the bactericide. The permitted bactericides are 0.02% chlorocresol, 0.002% phenyl mercuric nitrate is used. Then the next method is filtration through the bacteria-proof filter. Filtration of official injections and eye drops through the central glass filter. These are manufactured from powdered borosilicate glass and available in the grade G1 to G5. Sterilization for the sterile filtration G3 to G5 grades is used. Then the labeling. Label of the preparation states the name of the preparation, the percentage of the content of the drug liquid preparation, the amount of the active ingredients in the dry preparation, the volume of a liquid to be added in the preparation, an injection or suspension from a dry preparation, the route of administration, the statement of a storage condition and expiry date also be mentioned, name and proposition of all substances added to increase the stability of usefulness. Then we see the processing of the parenteral, that is aseptic techniques. The numerous stringent requirements of parenteral products call for a vigilant processing program. Entire handling has to be ordered in such a way that the product remain free from the various contaminants that come from the environment and the person. The raw material should be special grade of purity. The many manufacturers supply the material of the parenteral grade quality. In processing of the product, following control should be exercised. We should have environmental control, air control and personal control. We see the environmental control. The environmental in which the parenteral products are prepared, sterilized, and packed must be comparatively free from the particulate contamination and microbial contamination. For an aseptic area, a clean room with the total environmental control, that is control of temperature, humidity, particulate contaminants, microbial contamination. Construction of an area should be such that it prevents the leakage of air or out of the clean room. The surface wall, floors, ceiling should be smooth, impervious and unbroken in order to minimize the shedding and accumulation of the particle. It should be permit the repeated use of the disinfectant like the IPA 70%, that is isopropyl alcohol, Sedex, Lysol, aerosol. Then wall, floor, ceiling should be painted with the germicidal paint. Glass panel fitted into the walls permit the greater visibility and facilitate the supervision from the non-sterile area. Then entry of a material or a person into the area should be throughout airlock. Airlock is space with two or more doors, only one of which can be opened at a one time. Then air control. In a sterile area should be ultra clean, which is obtained by the air filtration. Air filtration done by the following two ways. First of all, we do the pre-filtration, which is done to remove the coarse particles and prevent the load of the HEPA filter. Pre-filters are made up of the glass, wool, cloth, then shredded plastic. Then final filtration of air is done through the HEPA filters. HEPA's long form is high efficiency particulate air filter. Filters are made up of the cellulose acetate, cellulose nitrate, polymers or glass filtrate. These filters have an efficiency of 99.97%, removing the particles of 0.03 micrometers size in average velocity of the 100 feet per minute. These fitted either horizontally in the wall or vertically in the ceiling with the unidirectional flow. HEPA filters are operated under the positive pressure with the laminar flow. This is the laminar flow. The main critical operation as a sterile testing or filling of injection should be carried out under the laminar air flow. Laminar air flow or laminar air hood is a system in which air is filtered within the confined space in a parallel layer with the uniform velocity of 100 square feet per minute, causing the sweeping of the contaminants with the airflow. Then we move toward the personal control. Operators working in the sterile area should be neat, reliable, alert, should have a good manual dexterity. Minimum number of persons are allowed to working in a sterile area. Personnel should wear a protective clothing while working in a sterile area which provide the protection of the products against the contaminations. Then the cloth included in the surgical mask, headgear, one piece of the overall suit to cover whole the body and particles, free gloves and overshoes. Then we see the before entering into the aseptic area, following preparations and procedures should be followed. Removal of outside street cloth and wearing a sterilized aseptic clothing. Scrubbing the hands and arms with the disinfectant soap and then entered in the sterile area. Personnel should be aware of the aseptic techniques. They should work systematically with the rhythmic movement so that no particulates are generated. These are the precautions. This should be followed while entering into the aseptic area. Then we see the apparatus required for today's experiment. Distillation assembly with the baffles, gloves, mask, face mask, syringe, ampoules, jet burner, etc. and forceps for the bead sealing. Then we move toward the formulation table. Formulation table contains the ingredient, quantity given, quantity taken and use of ingredient. We have to prepare only 10 ml of that and ingredient required water for injection which we will obtain after the distillation of water. It's used as a vehicle. This can be calculated. We have to prepare 10. Our quantity required is 10. Quantity given is 100. Our factor is 0.1. By this we get quantity taken. And then we go through the stepwise procedure. Sterile water for injection IP is a single dose preparation in a container not larger than 1 liter. Sterile water for injection is a free from all microbial contaminants and should be free from pyrogen. It should be free from particulate matter, fibers, dust, particle, etc. Baffles are used in the preparation of water for injection to avoid the entrapment of the droplet carrying the pyrogen. Otherwise, it will contaminate the distillate. First, water for injection is distilled water free from the pyrogen. It do not contain any bactericide or bacteriostatic agent. It is prepared by distillation using the baffle, steel or may be prepared by reverse osmosis. When it is prepared by distillation, the first portion of the distillate is discarded and the remaining portion is collected. Fill the water for injection into the 10 ml ampoules. Seal the ampoule using the burner and the forceps. Sterile the ampoule using the autoclave at the 121 degrees Celsius, maintaining 15 lbs pressure for the 30 minutes. Observe the ampoule for the particulate matter. Dose, no significant dose since it is used as a vehicle. Category, its category is pharmaceutical aid used for the reconstitution. Storage condition, store in a single dose container not larger than 1 liter size. Then we move toward the laboratory for the practical session.
Welcome dear students in Pharmaceutics First Laboratory. Today we prepare the sterile water for injection IP. Experiment number 40. For today's experiment, apparatus required are the distillation assembly, then syringe, needle. Here we keep the 2 ampoules. Let's start our today's preparation. Student, this is the distilled water assembly we use for the making the water for injection. We start our assembly, starting the water content, and after the 5 to 10 minutes we will start to collect the distilled water. In this way we distill out the water for injection which is required for our today's preparation. Let our solution is ready to fill up into the ampoule. These are two ampoules which have the capacity of 5 ml each. With the help of the syringe we can fill it into the ampoule. Let's go towards the aseptic chamber. Now in an aseptic chamber we can fill our solution into the ampoule. We can fill the or take a drug into this syringe. Syringe had 5 ml capacity. Pour it into the ampoule. Take again 5 ml. Our ampoule has capacity of 10 ml. Then fill the second ampoule. In this way 2 ampoules are ready. Then we will do the sealing. Let's do the sealing. We can seal these 2 ampoules by 2 methods, tip pull also and pin pull also. First of all we do the tip pull method. For that purpose take the neck of ampoule on the burner, move, continuously move till it is hot and the red, the glass is melted one. See, the glass will be softened one. We can heat it for more time. We press through the forceps. See, our glass is soften one, but we require more time for a proper sealing. See, the glass is starting melted one. We rotate the ampoule. Twist the glass, molten glass, twisted it for proper sealing so that the glass will be attached to each one another and our ampoule get properly sealed. Completely rotate the ampoule for proper sealing. In this way, we seal our ampoule. 10 ml of ampoule is ready. In this way, we can seal the second ampoule also. Then we will proceed for the observation and evaluation table. The observation and evaluation table. Let's see, our 2 ampoules are ready. We fill into the 10 ml of ampoule and properly seal. See, properly seal, and then we sterilize it by autoclaving. For that purpose, place these 2 ampoules into the autoclave. We set the autoclaving assembly and we heat almost 20 minutes for 150 degrees Celsius, which maintaining the 15 lb pressure. After the 1 hour, cool the total autoclave assembly and we remove our sterilized ampoules. It is still too hot. This is our ampoules are ready.
After goes through the stepwise procedure into the laboratory, we move toward the observation and evaluation table. Observation and evaluation table contain name of preparation, that is sterile water for injection IP, test, description is clear one, we confirm that test, odor, it's odorless, it confirm that test. The next test is particulate matter test, no particle found, we confirm that test. Leakage test, no leakage found, we confirm that test. In this way we confirm all the test and evaluation test, all the evaluation are passes. Then labeling of the formulation, label of the parentals is such like that. name of our preparation at the top of the side, and at the right hand side its volume should be mentioned. Then each ml or each 10 ml mentioned should be written on the label, its content. Category is pharmaceutical aid or vehicle. Dose prescribed by the physician. Storage condition should be written. It should be stored in a single dose container, well closed containers. Manufacturing license number, manufacturing batch, date, manufacturing date, expiry date, price of our preparation, and at the bottom name and address of the manufacturer should be mentioned on the label. Then result should be written as 10 ml of sterile water for injection IP is submitted in a single dose with the neat label complying with the evaluation test. Then we move toward the question answer session. The first question is, state the requirement of water for injection IP. Its description, clear one, its colorless, it should be odorless liquid, total organic carbon, contain not more than 500 ppb, conductivity at 25 degrees Celsius less than 1.3 ms per centimeter, bactericide endotoxin less than 0.25. These are the requirements of water for injection in the IP. Then state the different methods of preparation of water for injection IP. Water for injection can be prepared by different methods, by distillation and reverse osmosis. Distillation is more common method by using the baffles, is the safe one. The next question is, what are pyrogens? Pyrogens are the substance typically produced by a bacterium or microorganisms which produce a fever when introduced or released into the blood. These are the metabolites of the microorganisms. State the use of the baffles in the preparation of water for injection. Baffles are used in the preparation of water for injection to avoid the entrapment of the droplet carrying pyrogen, otherwise it will contaminate the distillate. Then the next question is, state the difference between purified water, water for injection, and sterile water for injection IP. This is the difference. Purified water, water for injection, sterile water for injection. Purified water is held at the room temperature. Water for injection is kept at 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. Sterile water for injection is the sterilization method, any suitable method like boiling or autoclaving. In purified waters, pyrogens are present. Water for injection, there may be the chances of presence of pyrogens, but in a sterile water for injection, pyrogens are absent. Then purified water's pH is between 5 to 7. Water for injections pH is same, between 5 to 7. But sterile water for injections pH is between 5.5. Purified water is not sterile. Water for injection is also not sterile. But sterile water for injection is sterile one. Thank you very much for attending practical session.